What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets checking back in. We're gonna have some special guests with some sports talk and some bet talk. We got Lane at Zone Sports Talk. Go ahead, give him a follow on Twitter. Part of our team RNG, Rambling and Gambling. So get some exposure to Lane. Lane, if you want to introduce yourself, give a little background. Perfect. Oh yeah. Says Monty, I said on the chat, he can't hear you. Let me try to see if I can fix something. You on mute, maybe? Let's see. Boomer. Let me see. Volume. It should. All mine is on. It should just pick up yours. You'd think. Let's see. Let me see if they can hear you in the chat. I can hear you. Yeah. Usually it just feeds right through. So let's see. Can you guys hear Lane? Haven't heard back from him. Let us know in the chat if you can hear Lane. Let us know. Gotta love technical. Justin says no. He said no. How do we do that? Got you, Cam. Let's see. It says the output for you is on, so it should be good. He said it was very quiet, couldn't hear actual words, just mumbles. Oh, actually he's very low, real quiet. So maybe try to turn your volume up a little bit. Let us know. Let us know. Maybe just try to turn that volume up a little bit. Yeah. We'll see. So I'll get into it real quick. We're going to cover bowl games. We're going to cover NFL bets. We're going to cover some NBA and some NBA props. Go from there. Probably keep it to about 20, 25 minutes or so. If anybody's got any questions over any philosophies we have, just let us know. And if you guys can hear Lane, let us know as well. Should be able to now. I think he's got his mic up all the way. Just had to turn it up a little bit. So let us know in the chat. So first game that I'm going to focus on is the Army West Virginia game. And I know we were talking before stream that you're going to stay away from this particular game. I personally like the edge of Army. I got them at +7 for 2 units. So what do you think about this game? Yeah. %. Yep. Yeah. Right. Right. No doubt. No doubt. So Monty's in the chat still saying he can't hear you. Is the mic all the way up, or I don't know if it's on my end or not. Hmm. It's got to be something with this damn Streamlabs or something. Trying to see my mic outputs and my mixers and stuff, but I don't see nothing for yours, so I don't know. Window. Yeah. How about, let's see. Let's see about that. How's that? I feel like I'm echoing now. I feel like I'm echoing. Did you hear me now? Let's just see. Let's see. All right, well, I guess try to keep going. I don't know what the heck's going on with the mics. Texted my buddy asking if he could hear you anymore, and he hasn't said a word yet. Well, I mean, we can keep going, and hopefully we can get some input with the mic and go from there. I'm not sure what is going on. Let me see if I can get one more thing. No, that's not it. That ain't gonna work. A little technical difficulties. So I mean, I can hear Lane perfectly fine. So I'm at a little loss for words. I don't know. I'm not a big humongous tech guy. I don't know if anybody out there can give us some help. Throw it in the chat. We like to bet on sports, not be tech guys. Let's see. Let's go back here. Yeah. Ooh, good call. Let's see. Let's see. How would I figure out your settings on there? Uh-oh. What the heck is going on? Speaker built in default, yeah. So we're good. Yeah, I can hear you. This thing is just loading on my end. Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. What about the crowd out there? What we got? Hmm. I just sent a text or a message saying if they can hear you. We shall see. You know Monty? Is that somebody at you? Oh, nice, nice. Well, hopefully he can hear you. If you guys can't tell, this is the first time we've tried this, so bear with us. I could try and see on that, or I can maybe give you a phone call, maybe, and go from there, and then I can put you on speaker. Want to do that? Just for the time being, since this is technical difficulties on our end. Yeah, so just throw me your number in the chat or in the Twitter. I'll give you a call. Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna get out. I'll take you off of this one then real quick, and I'll go to mine. Little technical difficulties, everybody. It happens. It happens. It happens. I will have to figure out. Don't hear anything still. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make things work right here. Hey Tim Chad, thanks for that follow. Thanks for bearing with us during this chaotic time. So we're gonna give you guys some bets and some picks, but he's gonna just do it via the phone. What's up, Lane? All right, we'll make this work. We'll get your voice heard. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you're watching the stream or follow along on there. What game are you? So are you particularly targeting a game tomorrow, or is it going to be maybe New Year's Day?
So New Year's Day, yeah. I'm pretty out on all three games tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
For tomorrow, for New Year's Day, I like a few of the games. I like the Auburn versus Northwestern. Auburn plus 3.5.
Yeah. That's a line that kind of surprised me when I saw Northwestern 3.5. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, they were in the Big Ten championship game, right?
Oh, yeah.
They did play Ohio State tough for, I think, 2.5 quarters. But then Master Teague just took over that game. So,
right.
Northwestern, they're not great. They're a very, very good defensive team. I don't expect Auburn to be able to push the ball. I don't think Auburn's going to be able to score like they want to. I do think though that Northwestern also has a very, very bad offense. I don't think they're going to be able to score. So I also like the under 43.5 on this one.
Yeah, and as you can see on the screen, the public is actually on Northwestern a little bit. So all those people up in Chicago must be pounding the Bet Rivers or pounding DraftKings on this game right here. The total, I don't know what it started out as. It's currently at 43.5. You said you would take the under there?
I think the under at 43.5. This looks like it's going to be something like a 24-10 game, 17-13.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be weird.
I can see that for sure. So if everybody's listening out there, take or Auburn plus 3.5. It's actually a pretty dang good number to get plus 3.5, so you don't get boned on a field goal.
Right. And I like the plus 3.5 too for Auburn. At the end of the day, you're looking at a middle of the pack SEC team versus a pretty good Big Ten team, and I think you got to go SEC on that almost every time.
As everybody can see on the screen, we got the Sooners absolutely dominating the Gators. Gators looked like they didn't even know what hit them in the first quarter. It was like 17-0. If you guys don't know, I'm a big Sooners fan. Father-in-law got me involved with the Sooner Nation. So Boomer Sooner all day. And I actually am on the over in this game, so they need to keep scoring. I think I got it at 65, and it's at 54. So not looking the greatest. Definitely tailed off a little bit, but hopefully we can hit that. One game that I'm targeting on New Year's Day as well. This Georgia-Cincy game is pretty crazy to me. I love this matchup probably the most out of any bowl game, besides obviously the top four or the top two. Do you got to play in this game at all?
I mean, I have a weird feeling we're gonna about to say the same thing. I love Cincy plus 7.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's a 9-0 football team. They've dominated on defense. They
Yep.
score the ball. I don't understand. Georgia, they've had their moments, but they've also looked really, really bad at times. And Cincinnati has just dominated every week in and week out.
Yep.
We could be very wrong with this. Like we said, it's an SEC team, right? And whenever you're looking at
Yep.
other conferences, they don't add up typically, but Cincinnati just looks like an incredible team right now.
And look at the public betting. It is split 50-50. This is pretty crazy. You would think an SEC team would dominate the public betting, but it is a split right now. And I'm on the Cincy side here. They're a team that just literally surprised me just how consistent they were on an entire week-to-week basis. And another play that you could possibly do is with the two teams that just can defend the football. I was actually stunned to see this total at 50.5. I mean, I might have a play here on the under.
I would tend to agree. Personally, I think I would stay away from it just because of how effective Cincinnati can score the ball.
Right.
But this game could end up being a 35-28 shootout. This game is another weird one where it could end up coming down to a 24-21 with a field goal to tie it at the end. So
Right.
it's just
it is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Cincy's going to be in the same wheelhouse as Georgia. But I mean, call me crazy. I'm with them.
All right, let's go to the big four or the big two games. You got any plays on these two games, on these two matchups?
So they're both awful for betting. I feel like because you want to take Alabama minus 19.5, right? They're the best team in the NCAA, the best team in the nation.
Oh yeah.
But 19.5 points spread against the top 14, they could easily backdoor that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, this is a first half play for me. I loved either Bama's first half over or their first half spread a lot this year. So that might be one of those plays I see. I could probably figure out what the heck that spread is, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Time being.
I like the Notre Dame plus 19.5.
Yep.
They could easily backdoor that. They could make this a game. I mean, we saw Florida make it a game with Alabama.
High scoring game for sure.
Bama's not unstoppable, but when you're looking at Mac Jones, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, all these offensive playmakers, it's a difficult group to stop.
I agree. I want to see what the public's doing on this. Oh yeah, hammering. Everyone knew that, hammering Bama.
Yeah.
61%. I mean, with good reason. Just to be 20-point favorites in the college, semifinal game is just kind of ridiculous in my opinion.
But I mean, who else do you put there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, A&M or Florida, you're not going to do that. You see Florida getting their ass kicked right now, so it's
Exactly.
committee's probably like,
Put a
yep.
3-loss team in there. You can't really, in good faith, put the Cincinnati Bearcats in there as much as I think America would love to see something like that. But,
Right. And I DraftKings was running a plus 250 money line odds boost yesterday for Clemson to win the national title. I didn't personally take it. I don't know if you indulge on DraftKings, but all my buddies texted me and said, why are you not telling me to take this, or why are we not taking this as a group? And I said, do you know Alabama plays football in college still, right? Like,
yeah.
I thought it was a money grab on DraftKings' part.
I agree. Like I said, man, it just comes down to Alabama's playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a top 3 quarterback in the nation. He's a first-round draft pick quarterback in Mac Jones. They have Najee Harris, who you could probably make a case for drafting a running back in the first round with Najee Harris. And then Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, they're going to be 2 of the top 4 wide receivers taken off the board come April.
Right.
So it is, and even Clemson's defense it's not up to par to stop these kinds of playmakers.
Nope.
I think against Ohio State, Clemson is going to look really good.
Yeah.
But and Ohio State is getting Chris Olave back, which is cool. I think that helps them out a little bit. I still think Clemson wins this one by a couple scores. Again, that's a little bit of. I'm kind of down on Ohio State. I haven't seen them play enough. They've only got 6 games coming into this game, so
yeah.
I don't think I feel comfortable.
And the Big Ten was okay. The Big Ten was okay this year. Wasn't the greatest, and so I think they lucked in to get in it, and that's why I think it's going to be probably another Clemson Alabama repeat. Everybody will probably get a little mad at it, but that's where my money would probably go, is on Clemson and Bama for sure. You got any other plays you're going for these bowl games?
Man, and Austin, my counterpart, he's gonna really hate me on this one for doing this up here. I'm personally one half of Zone Sports, and I'm personally on Oregon +4. I think Oregon has got the real stiff end of the stick on a few of their early games. Iowa State has played some tough opponents, don't get me wrong, and they have a run game like no other.
Yeah.
Brees Small is awesome. I just think Oregon turned a corner. I don't know why. So that's a gut feeling play. I like Oregon +4 a lot.
There you go. Oregon +4.5. Everybody's watching.
Yep.
Watch it out. What is that? That game's on the 2nd, so that's Saturday.
Yep, that's a Saturday play.
All right. So let's jump out of college football and let's go to the big dogs, to the NFL. How's your NFL season been going?
We've done okay. There's just week in, week out upsets that you just can't see coming, right? And then you're looking at some plays that just fall through in the second half. It's been a really weird year. It's been a super weird year with the late COVID-19 enlistments, I guess I should say. I don't know what other word to use. But, you pull the Browns out at -6.5, 3 or 4 days before the game, and then they lose 4 of their top 4 receivers the day before the game. It's been a weird year.
It has been 100% the weirdest year of NFL, which we all knew going in. It's just we didn't think it would be this insane. Where, I play DraftKings, and I set almost close to 200 lineups a week, and I'm usually done, Friday-ish, Saturday-ish, but with all this COVID, I can't set a lineup until Sunday morning because you don't know who's going to pop up on Saturday night after you've had a few drinks and you're out with your buddies, or you're at a buddy's house or something like that, and what the hell? He's on the COVID list. I can't play him. Then you got to go reconfigure every damn lineup you got, or hey, even bets. You just get kind of screwed. So your last second. Sunday mornings have been hectic for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I can agree. Waking up a little earlier than usual.
Oh man.
Just to even see, some of the plays that you might be close to being on Saturday night. It's like, well, let's just see to make sure. And typically you're like that with injuries. You might be going into Sunday morning, like wondering if your quarterback's going to play or not. But this year it's been more or less, are we going to have a wide receiver core?
No kidding. Oh, is my whole offensive line unit going to be playing? Like, what the hell? It never, ever has ever been like this. But that's the beauty of it. I would rather be doing this and scratch my head than, doing absolutely nothing and watching no sports. 100%.
Right.
I'm on 2 plays currently, so whoever's watching this gets a little preview for the On the Dot segment on Sunday morning. But the Vikings and Lions somehow is still at 54.5, which I don't understand. I get it that both teams can't defend the football, but Stafford probably isn't going to play. Galladay's out again, and now Dalvin Cook is out. And I'm trying to figure out where the offense is and why the line has not gone anywhere. Because you can see it's still at 54.5. So I'm pounding the under here.
Yeah, I actually had the under before I even found out Dalvin Cook was playing, so I love it even more.
Yeah.
And I was gonna sprinkle a little bit on Minnesota minus 6.5 on that one as well.
Yeah.
Just because the Lions can't do anything, they have no offense. Their backup running backs Adrian Peterson, Kenny Galladay's out, Matthew Stafford isn't going to play. Their defense can't stop a lick.
It's bad. It is bad. And for our new viewers, I'm not talking to myself, okay? Don't think I'm talking to myself. I have Lane here from @Zone Sports Talk. Go follow him @Zone Sports Talk. If you want to, Lane, put your Twitter tag in the chat. But we had some technical difficulties. We couldn't get his mic to have some output, so we are on speakerphone with him, talking our best bets for NFL. We just got done with our bowl games. We're going to switch over to NBA in a little bit. We got @Zone Sports Talk. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter. I'll pump it out on Twitter as well to give you a follow after the stream as well.
Appreciate it.
Are you still in that the Hammer Holiday tournament?
Yeah, we are.
Man,
we had a horrible day. We had a horrible beat with the Raiders. We took the underdog money line, and we all know how that turned out. Fitzmagic actually came in and destroyed that for us.
That was crazy.
Yep, and then we actually had the Bucks minus 12.5 the next day, where they actually got beat by like 40 the Clippers.
Oh, that Mavericks game.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
So we had a horrible 4-game stretch there. We started off 4-1, and we were looking really good, and then the Raiders game was looking really good, and then we dropped that one, a really bad beat, and then had a couple other bad ones.
Yeah, because I forgot that we were doing like the first round, and then it was like a couple days off, and then it started back up again. So Hammer actually like DM'd me. He's like, "Hey, are you gonna put some plays in?" I said, "What are you talking about? I thought we were done." And then he's like, "Oh no, we got a whole nother round." I was like, "Oh shit! All right, I'll throw some more plays in then for you."
Yeah, I think we looked, and I think you were sitting in second there in the second round, and you had like 5 plays left.
Yeah, so I
put like a plus 300 or plus 400 that we like to try to at least jump in the top 3.
Yeah, is there an odds limit that we can submit, or no? I don't know. I didn't think so.
Put it like minus 9,000 in there, go for it.
But you couldn't do a parlay, right?
No parlays, no.
All right, yeah, that's what I thought. Because the one that I'm in with that who's that capper one, it was changing. So like we were supposed to do just like one single play, and then it got changed to being able to do parlays, and then it got changed to doing like 2-team parlays. So it's flip flopped a lot, but it's been big time competition. I'm lucky to be on a hot streak currently. If I wasn't, I'd probably be in dead last. So
no, that's awesome. I followed that quite a bit. If you follow on that whole sheet, I think there was one day, just in a day, you put every play. It was like 27 units that sheet was up.
Yeah, for all those cappers, yeah, it took us a couple days to get going, but everybody. I liked it being like almost a whole month long, because then you can kind of get a better time frame. Maybe some guys just didn't have a great week, and because that happens in betting, you know.
Yeah.
Some people on Twitter don't understand that. They think.
You have one day where you go like 1 and 5. And
Oh yeah.
People start getting on you. It's like, well.
And it's crazy because we're probably the most hard on ourselves for publicly putting out a play, publicly putting it on our Twitter and backing this play and explaining why we like this play, and then so we're more pissed off when it doesn't hit than probably everyone else should be, you know, like, and then
100%.
Twitter trolls just they get you.
Yeah, because on one, you're trying to build your brand, or you're trying to do these things, you're trying to make people money, right?
Oh yeah.
But on the back end of things, you're also, well, for me personally, I'm typically making those plays as well with my actual real money.
Oh yeah, so, hard-earned money, man.
Like I'm taking a financial hit too. So so when we have losing days, we're feeling it in a couple ways.
100%, man, 100%. One other play that I'm on for the NFL is, I usually never do this, but it is the Colts minus 14. I think that's a lot of points. The Jaguars have absolutely nobody on the offensive side without Robinson, and they won't be able to defend. And the Colts are playing for their lives. That's my only thought process behind this play. I'll probably only have it as a 1-unit play because I know it's so drastic with 14. But I just think they need it. Because they don't control their destiny. I don't think. I think they have to have some luck. So they're going to try to make sure and get this victory and go from there. You got any other plays you're looking at on NFL?
I just have a quick comment.
Yeah.
As a Colts fan, like a huge Colts fan, I'm personally avoiding this one.
Damn it.
You're 100% correct on everything you said, but the Colts do have to win. We do need a little help from the Titans. If the Titans can lose, and we can take the division with a win. We also need either the Browns, the Ravens, or the Dolphins to lose.
Browns? Who are the Browns? Oh, the Browns play Steelers without Big Ben. That sucks.
And the Dolphins are playing the Bills. We still don't know who's playing for the Bills.
Yeah, we don't know.
And what's the other one? Titans are playing the Texans.
Yeah, which sucks.
Ravens are playing the Bengals. So it's very possible that the Colts go 11-5 and miss the playoffs here.
Wow.
Another thing is too is their left tackle, Anthony Costanzo, just had a season-ending injury, season-ending surgery. So their offensive line's a little bit more deteriorated than they would like to be going into the playoffs.
Yeah, because I was on them last week with I bet against them with the Steelers, and because my buddy is a humongous Colts fan as well.
Yeah.
And he likes to give me all those insider info, and he was like, "Don't take that play. Don't take it. We're gonna beat him. We're gonna beat him." He's talking shit all first half, and then we come back.
That's another bad beat, man. And it's crazy because right now we're sitting in this position, and you're looking at the course of the season. You're looking at week 1 that lost to the Jaguars. That's tough. You're looking at last week you're giving up a 17-point lead at the midway point of the third quarter. That's tough, But we win those 2 games. You're looking at a 12-3 record right now, and we've clinched the division. So it's a grind. It is. But in terms of other plays that we have, we really, really like the Houston plus 7.5. Last time that these 2 teams played, obviously it was like I think week 6. The Titans took the Texans into overtime, so scored late. It was a really, really weird ending to that game. I can't remember exactly how it all played out, but basically the Texans, I think, tried to go for 2 to go up by 9, but instead stayed up by 7, and the Titans drove down and scored a touchdown to tie it up late.
Oh yeah.
Something along those lines happened, or they went to go for 2 or something. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. Deshaun Watson's playing pissed.
Yep.
J.J. Watt's playing pissed. And that defense can't stop much. But when you look at what the Titans do well, they run the ball well, and they play action pass well.
Oh, yeah.
I think if Houston can limit Derrick Henry, even the slightest bit, if he stays under 120 and he doesn't put up 4 touchdowns on him, I think that Deshaun Watson can push that offense enough to get enough points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you're looking at the Titans offense, and you can sit here and say, well, you know, they have to get the run established, get the play action pass going. But they've also waxed teams, you know, by 20 points throughout the season. So it's a little bit riskier of a play. I think Houston's playing for a little bit of pride right now. But, you know, the Titans are also playing for, you know, if they lose, they're most likely out of the playoffs. So
yeah, and definitely.
I think this is going to be a lot better of a game than people are anticipating.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be very high scoring too. Both teams can't stop many things going right now, so I'll probably will play on that over.
That over, yeah, and it's pretty low at 56. You know, I don't hate the overplay either. I think this is going to be probably the highest scoring game of the week.
Oh yeah.
If it's not that one, or the Rams-Cardinals game, I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. Then the Seahawks and 49ers, I think, is going to be pretty high scoring as well.
They got to figure out who the heck's going to be a quarterback for the Rams. If it's Bortles or I have no idea who's going to be it. But I think Murray will play. So I think I'll probably be on the Cardinals in that game. They got a little bit more firepower on their end.
Their defense has started playing really well.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a Buffalo Bills-esque type game for them.
Oh yeah. So, any other comments on NFL? I was going to switch to the NBA, which I'm getting currently owned in.
No, we can go ahead and make the switch, man.
Yeah. And then, did you have any plays tonight on NBA? Because I had several that have not worked out.
I had a few, and I actually put a 3-team parlay together that I was super confident with. And for the second time now this season, the Milwaukee Bucks have absolutely boned me.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating.
I don't understand what's going on in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't either. They beat the same team that they played tonight by 45 points last night.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come in tonight and they lose by 13 or 11 or whatever it was.
Oh wow.
And so that was horrible. And I'm currently right now I'm on the Clippers -5.5.
Yep, they're up by almost 20.
I was gonna say that I think that one's going pretty well. So
that one's gonna save my night because I threw that in the Discord. There was rumblings of Kawhi playing, and it was at 3.5 early in the day, and I'm like, I'm gonna grab another bets, and then all of a sudden I just said screw it. It's at 4. I'm hoping Kawhi plays, and I threw it in the Discord. It says Kawhi's playing. If I take this right now.
Yeah, I kind of banked on Kawhi being out there as well.
Yeah.
And it worked out, fortunately. And then I had a player prop, DeJounte Murray from the San Antonio Spurs. His points prop tonight was at 14.5. So I hit that pretty good.
What did he end up at?
He scored 29.
He scored 29? Oh shit.
So yeah, and actually I picked him up in my fantasy basketball league as well.
Yep. I had him last year.
The number 2 option after DeRozan.
Right.
San Antonio.
Yeah, so for that Who's That Capper tournament, I parlayed Lakers spread and the Nets spread, and I got the Nets at 5.5. So lost that by 1.5. That would have been a plus 265 for that tournament. It would have been awesome. But then I ended up I hit the Wendell Carter one that you put in the Discord. I loved that play, and I was like tempted, and then I saw you play that play, and I was like, all right, screw it, I'm tailing that. And I threw that in the Who's That Capper one, and that hit. So I was like scrolling through DraftKings today, and I'm like, man, I just had a feeling about Luka, and he absolutely just shit the bed again today. He is the biggest dud in the MVP, like leading candidate I've ever seen start out a season. It's horrible.
I honestly can't say that I've noticed much about Luka. I tend to try to stay away from the number 1 options on teams when I'm doing prop bets. I don't know why. There's just so much expectation on them. But, oh my gosh, yeah. So Luka tonight put up 12, 2, and 5. Not good.
Close, right?
Yeah. So I just there's typically so much weight that they have to carry, and then on top of that, they're playing against the other team's best defender. So for me, I always like to see what the number 2 and number 3 options are, and just go with those on the team. So like I typically stay away from like the DeMar DeRozans, the Jimmy Butlers, and things like that. And so like I said, like if I'm looking at the San Antonio Spurs, I'm looking at seeing what DeJounte Murray's point spread's going to be, or if I'm looking at the Heat, what's Tyler Harrow's point spread, or Bam Adebayo's point spread going to be.
Right.
And going from there, because you already know, and sure, you're going to have players like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant that can score on anyone, but yeah, it's just prop bets are difficult, right? Because you're betting not only that the player gets those props, but stays hurt or stays healthy.
Oh yeah, that's the
that the team that
main
you're
key.
betting on doesn't blow the other team out, so the person that you're betting on sitting for the fourth quarter or the second half.
Yep. Yeah.
And so things like that are just it's difficult. And
oh yeah.
so
for the people out there that try to find all these props and think props are gimmicks, in my opinion. They're if you dive deep enough, you can find most of them. But the ones that they pretty much show you and you think you're gonna hit, they just don't hit very often. If you're starting out, don't try to do some crazy prop bets. Stick with spreads, stick with over unders, and kind of have some growing pains that way. Just prop bets just get very, very chalky, and some are like minus 190, minus 180. So you're eating a lot of chalk on this stuff too.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as a guaranteed bet. For me personally, and I always recommend if you're doing a prop bet of any sort, always never bet over a half unit.
Correct. Yep.
It's not worth losing. Whether your unit's $10, $5, or $1,000, it's not worth losing because Kyrie Irving had a horrible shooting night, right? So it's just simple things like that. And there's prop bets where you can be like, well, as long as this player stays healthy, they're probably going to hit this, but you can never be sure. And so I don't personally throw any more than half a unit onto those things.
Yep, that's a good call too. Yep, great call there. You never want to put, especially bankroll allocation is key, and then even on prop bets even more. They're just so risky. You never know who's going to get hurt, and it's just very, very tough.
Yeah. Well, even the other night, I can't remember. I had a points prop on, I think, Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics were winning by 40 at halftime or something. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I had a prop bet. The team was up by 40 at half, so
well, you're
most
screwed
of the
then.
starters weren't playing the second half, so even when you're looking at prop bets in that way,
Oh yeah.
you got to be careful. Like if this team has blowout potential,
Yeah.
you kind of watch some of those.
One thing that I like to look at too, because I play a lot of DraftKings, is I look at who people are targeting. Who like I use Fantasy Labs. I also am in with Occupy Fantasy as well. They do a phenomenal job. I'm in their Discord as well, and there's people constantly talking about stuff in there. So like if I see a bunch of people on a certain guy and I can find some of their props, I kind of take it on that end as well. So it's just kind of just using your research and trying to see. And then I mean those are because NBA is a very good DraftKings and FanDuel, everything with that, because you know if like a stud's out, that backup guy is going to get majority of those minutes. It's kind of like set in stone. Unlike football where, okay, yeah, Cam Akers is out, but we have no idea if Darrell Henderson's going to be the guy or if it's going to be Malcolm Brown. But if Kevin Durant's out, majority of that is going to be going to LeVert or Kyrie. You just know it.
Yeah, I agree. Also, congrats on hitting your points over on the Oklahoma game.
Did they just hit it?
Yeah, it's 55-13.
Whew. Man, needed that.
So thank you, Oklahoma.
Go Sooners. I mean, that was, I almost had a reverse sweep in the premium plays, and that does not go over well when you get a reverse sweep in those. That's when people bounce. That's when people get all mad. They call you names, all that stuff. So even though we had about, I don't know, 8 days in a row of straight profits, but if you have one bad day, whew, see you later.
Yep. And that's the thing is when you're getting into this, or if you're not even into it, you just got to understand, hey, you're going to have losing days, you're going to have winning days, you're going to have losing weeks, months, winning weeks, months, but it's something that if you really dive into, you can meet great people along the way, and there's a lot of knowledgeable people out there. You got to be willing to search those things out, and there's a lot of people that are willing to help. And sometimes it'll cost you, other times it's free, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think as a new bettor, or even an older bettor, you can never have too many resources at your disposal.
Yep, I agree. And I mean, that's the beauty about gambling Twitter, in my opinion, because you can find anybody that suits your style. There's so many people that are analytical out there. There's so many people that just can persuade you in the way that they talk about their certain plays. You know, and there's some guys that just literally, you know, they can advertise themselves incredible. And so you have to kind of weed through some of the garbage, some of the, you know, hey, 10U max play here, whale plays and stuff like that, and find, you know, people that, you know, you see eye to eye with, in my opinion. And that's where I try to do it with my, you know, customer base, followers, whatever you guys want to call them. I just try to keep it real. Hey, if I have a bad day, I'm gonna own up to it and just say, hey man, I suck today. Like, sorry, you know, I'm pissed about it too. So, but majority of the time, look at the numbers. You're going to. It's a long journey in sports betting for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said on Twitter, man, like that's why getting on things like this, getting onto a Twitch stream, you know, listening to how the capper that you're following or the cappers that you're following, listening to how they think about things, how they approach betting. Because, you know, there are cappers out there where they kind of just do it on the side. So, like, hey, I have a gut feeling about the Nets tonight, so here's this. Yep. Whereas you have other people, you know, who, you know, they sit down and they look at games and they take the time to analyze aspects of the game that some people don't, some people do, but then they draw conclusions from those things, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're going to find people who can look at the same set of information and think two completely different outcomes, and that's okay.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you got to find the guy who makes the most sense to you.
Oh yeah.
And if that's not me, if that's not anyone on the Rambling Gambling group, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
But I think that we have a pretty good range of thoughts. You know, even in the Discord, you're going to see talk and conversation like, hey, who are you guys on today? I'm on this. It's like, well, why? Or
yep.
And you know, those discussions happen, and it's a great way to not only interact with the cappers, interact with us, interact with you guys. It's a great way to go, and like, if you want a quick bet for the day, go and see what cappers are on.
Yeah. And some people just straight up tail. Some people just do not care about interaction, and that's totally on them. And some people want to, you know, interact and understand why you're putting in those, you know, particular plays. And if sometimes, you know, I've been in scenarios where, you know, a capper can't tell me why he's doing a play, then that's just a guy that I don't go or agree with, you know, very often, or tail some of his plays. You know, when you're getting into gambling Twitter, you kind of just gotta weed through it and see which ones line up with your betting style and your you know, analysis and all that. But yeah, no, Rambling and Gambling, it's on the way up. We are going to we still have those premium plays, and I'm gonna get with the Rambling and see if we can add you guys in here with those. I think it's a no-brainer. So I've seen how a bunch of people do it, and I mean, I'm not in it for any money. I'm in it to get everybody, you know, profit and you know, tell me you are going to win money, stuff like that. Yeah. I don't need anything like that. But if we can get like a central hub where, hey, people can just go to the Ramblin' group and get their soccer bets, can get their hockey bets, can get their NBA bets, their NFL bets. They know there's 5, 6, 7 cappers in that group that genuinely care about you making money. I think that's what we're trying to build.
And I absolutely agree. I think even just the small little group that we've got now, I think it's done a lot. I mean, I've personally gained followers. I've followed new people, and seeing how other people think, and it's been great. It's like a nice little betting community, and kind of you don't see a lot of hate in it, which is great.
Yes.
Because I think we all brought in followers that understand. If you're gonna ride with me, you're gonna ride with me through the thick and the thin.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna have losing days. We're not gonna have every winning day possible. So.
And it's crazy because the people that I see on Twitter that get so many trolls, it's honestly, if I'm being real, it's on them to an extent, because they will tweet out that, oh man, this is a lock play, and then it hits or it misses, and they give an excuse, or if it hits, oh man, this is so easy, this is a no-brainer, man, just follow me and you're gonna get all this money. So then it puts people's mind, you're fake advertising, it's false advertising, and so then that's when people get pissed at you. And then I see all the time, they're, oh man, all these trolls, they're killing me, I gotta put my comments off. It's just like, man, you set yourself up 100%.
I agree. Yeah, and it's easy to make excuses when you lose a bet, right?
Like
when we blew the Raiders money line, right? It's so easy to say, well, if Ryan Fitzpatrick, doesn't make that throw, or if the defensive lineman doesn't come across and rip his head off, or if they don't make the one throw or pass completion that they need with 18 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, down 2. If they don't do that, we win the game. It's like, well, it's a good excuse, but that stuff all happened. So
100%.
Unfortunately, things like that happen in sports betting. You're gonna have bad beats.
Yep.
You're gonna have crazy wins.
Yes.
And you gotta kind of just be along for the whole ride, and it's fun, it's thrilling, it's adrenaline rushing. It's something to do at your home.
Oh yeah.
And it's something that like I said, it's a community as well. And that's what we're trying to build here at Rambling Gambling.
Yep. You just betting responsibly is important, and to secondly, have fun with it all, man. It's like you said, you're betting on sports. You're sitting there, you have literally no control over what happens. You have no control, and people get so incredibly worked up over it. And it's just like, hey man, don't put your life savings on this. Don't put too much money on it if you cannot afford it. And that's where people get in binds, and that's where I think Gambling Twitter has done a pretty good job overall of bankroll allocation and just trying to educate, because there's so many new bettors coming in, and there will be so many more with different states opening up their gambling laws. So get it in now, get it in your follower base, and establishing who you are as a bettor, and people understanding who you are and why you bet particular ways is so crucial. And I think we all have a duty to make sure people just don't go nuts when it comes to gambling.
Yeah, and understand everyone's unit is going to be different. A unit doesn't necessarily mean $100, so that doesn't mean if you're getting into gambling you have to bet that whole 100 on a single bet. When I first started doing this, my unit was $5.
Mm-hmm.
No bet ever went above $5.
Right.
And I would throw some parlays in, and things like that. So I would win pretty good money with a few things, but my unit was $5, and I stuck to that. And so that's another thing too, is to stick with your unit. And once you build your bankroll, like I started with $25, and then I built my bankroll to 100. So if I go above 100, I pull out. If I put any more, if I lose it, I'll start with $25 again.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's what I do. It's worked well for me.
Yeah.
There's
100%,
obviously
man.
have a little bit more money in their pockets than I do. You might start off with $100, and then
see, and that's the beauty that I enjoy, is that, hey, I might not put $1,000 on a game, but Mike Johnson, who's my follower, does. And so, like, just the fact that like somebody with that betting that much more money than me has faith in me, that's where in my back of my head, it's like, okay, I'm doing this for them and not, obviously for myself too, but I'm trying to make them money because, hey, maybe there is somebody that is going to bet a lot of money on because they think I'm on a hot streak or stuff like that. So that's why I always try to keep in mind in the back of my head.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's always going to be a risk. It's not
100%
gambling for no reason.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have good days. Hopefully, you're willing to hang with us through the bad days. But,
yep. Some people bounce. Some people find other cappers. Some people come back. So. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. We were on for a little bit longer than we thought, but we had some technical difficulties, and we'll do it again, and we'll try to get your face on the screen this time for the whole time, so people know who they're betting with, and we'll go from there, man. You got any parting words?
No, I just appreciate you having us on, man. From the whole Zone Sports Talk team, all two of us, we really, really appreciate you. We appreciate the community of Rambling Gambling Sports, and let's go make some money.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. And I'm gonna try to pitch the idea of maybe on the YouTube of all of us getting on and maybe shooting the shit on there, so everybody sees Rambling Gambling, face to face, and knows everybody on that group. So I think that would be the next thing we do, and get out from there. But I appreciate you coming on, and we'll just keep trying to win some bets for everybody.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right, man. See you, Lane.
Have a good one.
All right. That was a little different. Had a little technical difficulties. Thanks for bearing with us there. That was Lane and his buddy Austin, who are in Rambling Gambling Sports. Go and follow them on Twitter at Zone Sports Talk. And I'll shoot a tweet out as we get off the stream here. So we are going to be at it tomorrow. Not that great of a day today. I want to see what the heck I ended up at. Let me see my action. I knew it probably wasn't very good. I know I went 0-2 in the Who's That Capper competition. So that's off. I gotta go change that. So it says 2-3, which I'm technically going to be 1-4. Because I had to put in Luka for this triple double as a singular play. They didn't have that prop bet, so I got to change that. But yeah, not a good night. But as you guys can see, we've had a nice spike week, as I like to call it, a little spike week, and up 27 units. The last 30 days, I think. Maybe a week and a half or something like that. So definitely got after it, and we look to continue our run there. And like I said, we got Dot Bets merchandise in the merch store. The hashtag merch. Let me just put that in there if anybody's still watching. Oh, buddy, come over here. Man, my computer hates me today. Not ideal. That's all right. But we're going to get up on out of here. We will have bets for college football out tomorrow. Like I said, we are on Army for 2 units. So get those bets in overnight. See if those switch anything. And then we'll be on the NBA again. Try to get our luck and go from there. Peace.